Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the...
Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase we're going to be looking at the 1985 Decepticon triple changer Astrotrain. So what we're going to do with this video, we're going to have a quick look at him in all of his modes to help you decide how you want to display him. I'm going to show you the accessory that comes with him to help you know if yours is complete. I'll point out some things as well about him that you need to be aware of if you have to purchase him one for yourself. And as I'm lucky enough to have a couple of different types of packaging, we can have a look at the artwork, the fantastic battle scenes on the back of that, and see the differences in the packaging from where they came from around the world. So, in 1985, I was lucky enough to have one of these as a kid, and that's probably why I like him so much. It's just a great toy. It really is. We might as well start off with looking at the robot mode. In fact, before we do that, we're going to look at the Japanese one. And the reason for the Japanese one is because this is one of the first releases. And what makes this so special is it uses the original colour scheme. Which isn't, unfortunately, the purple one which they used in the cartoons. It's got different artwork on the front, which you can see. And funnily enough, talking about purple, you'll notice that it doesn't have any purple. It is black and white. So I'm going to take it out of the box. I'm not going to take it out of the packaging because it's unused. But this was, again, one of the very, very first releases of this figure. Released only in Japan. Its reference number for it being released was number 48. And you'll see now it's really, really apparent when I slide this out nice and carefully. Oh, there's the instructions and stuff. That it is very much white and black. So the difference there is really noticeable, isn't it? Really noticeable. I've got a bit of fade in there, unfortunately. But even the gun is black. So, yeah, this was the first release in Japan before they then changed it to what was more known as the US colours. Yeah, or the Hasbro variants, to be honest. It's still not cartoon accurate, obviously. That's a different version entirely. But yeah, here's all the stuff that came with that. So the figure itself, it's quite, well, it's very good actually. It's one of the first figures that the Transformers had, if not the first, to have ball and socket joints, because it came out just a bit before Blast Off and Vortex. So you can see in the shoulders we've got ball and socket joints, and of course this is pretty much industry standard now with all of the figures. Things to be aware of when you're looking at this is the stickers. They can be quite important, especially on the front. They can look, you know, really bland without the stickers if they're all missing. And there's quite a lot of them. The front part, the whole front part of the train, should we say, is all die cast. So that's something to be aware of. You can get paint chippings and things like that. But even though you've got ball and socket joints, the articulation points are pretty much that. Just his arms, because his legs are fused. They don't bend anywhere like that. He just stands with his enormous gun. Let's have a look at that while we're here. And I suppose he just displays really, really well. Obviously quite a big character in the movie, so maybe that's another reason why I like him so much. But yeah, look, very basic, very simple in his robot mode, but just a great figure. Let's have a look at one of the alternate modes, which is a train. And of course, with this being made initially by Takara, unbelievably, these wheels will actually make it go around a normal train track. It will struggle as it goes around corners, obviously, but it will fit on, I think they're called N gauges or double gauge train tracks, and they will fit on them. Again, I've already pointed out that this is die cast, so the chipping on there is something that becomes quite apparent. The stickers, again, as you can see, lovely Decepticon logo there. And I suppose in a way it's a rather just original alternate mode. It's a train. Obviously in Japan there was quite a few more train figures released, but yeah, maybe that's why it's quite original over here. And the final mode, of course, is this beautiful space shuttle. And yeah, this is the purple version. The reason for that being obviously white and black is because it's a more true reflection, of course, of what space shuttles actually looks like. You've got some stickers here, which you can see, unfortunately, with mine, is starting to fold up there as well. There's not much else to be aware of apart from these can get damaged really, really easily. If you're going to be looking at stamps, then your stamping is saying, there you go, Takara Co Limited 85, and then you've got Hasbro 85 on all of these. Let's have a look at some of the other variants that we've got then. So in fact, let's go straight for standard Hasbro, which is just underneath here. So this was the standard Hasbro box. There's the difference again in the artwork. You can see the difference between the two right there. And of course the colour scheme stands out straight away. And then if we spin him round, we've got the 85 battle scene, which is of course the Dinobots, Shockwave, Jetfire and the infamous red tracks. There's the tech specs, etc. But this is your pretty much standard box. The rest of the ones released in 85 and around that time have all got the same things. We've just got some different languages here. So what we've got here is we've got the gig version, which is the Italian version, and they, funnily enough, were known as Transformers. And what they did with these is they changed the names as well as the language. So Destructor XXX Uno is what he was known as in Italy. Everything else is exactly the same apart from the language. So the instruction booklet is exactly the same, but it is all in Italian. There again, you've got Gig. Gig was basically the toy company that was licensed by Takara to make Transformers in Italy. And there's your robot points. Last one from the 80s to look at, and this one is strange, and I'm going to open it up again, even though I said on one of the videos I probably wouldn't. This is the Mexican variant, so you can see there it says IGA Plasticos, which was the company that, again, Hasbro and Takara entrusted to make their figures. Now, the problem with this is you can see straight away, well, you can probably tell the quality of the box isn't the greatest. I've done a much more detailed video on this by itself if you want to see it. And basically, yeah, safety tested, non-toxic 1989. What they literally did, look how bad the printing is on there, to be honest. That'll give you an idea of how bad it is. It just feels, the quality of everything is much cheaper. It's faded. It feels like really, really old. You'll notice there's no robot points. You've just again got IGA Plasticos there. And again, the battle scene is the same. But quickly, without going into too much detail, we've got this sticker here because, believe it or not, what they actually did in Mexico is they literally used toxic paints for their figures. Again, you can see the horrendous print quality. And what they had to do, it's a bit like what's known as a product recall if you work in a factory, if you've ever heard of that. They had to literally, and again, you can see this is all unused contents. It was never used, it was never opened, although the box is open, and indeed is the bubble. But this is what they had to do for their recall or for their checks. So they literally had to get all of these, open them up, and check for lead paint. So the figure, as I say, itself, never been transformed, never put any of the stickers on it. Let's just have a quick look if the stamps are any different. Nope, they're exactly the same. But what they've got here is, instead of it being that lovely shiny plastic sticker, which I've just shown you, it's literally paper. It's a paper sticker, and then the worst part of it all will be that there on the back. So that's how you can tell if you've got a Mexican variant. It's not a joke. It's not a what's it called, a custom gone wrong. It's unfortunately what they were all released like. And again, this was then sold on still as a brand new toy, unopened and unused. But yeah, imagine getting this at Christmas. You know, your figure's already opened. Although someone hasn't had a play with it, but they've obviously opened it, got inside it, and had a good look. If you want any more information on any Mexican Transformers, I haven't got them all, but I've done quite a few videos on them because some of the things that they did are quite shocking, and you might find them quite interesting just to see the differences between them all. Right, moving on, finally then to the last, again, official G1 issues of these particular figures. Again, he's been reissued a few times, Takara book, etc., the Toys R Us version. But what we've got here is they look pretty much the same, but again, we've got two different versions. So this is the 1991 Classics release, hence the name they're saying Classic. So this is the English version. There's a lovely Woolworth sticker there with the price on it, and you can see there we've got a rub sign on it, and again, everything is in English. The artwork is all exactly the same. We've got a totally different thing on the back though. What we've got there is quite a rubbish battle scene, to be honest, but that's basically all the figures that they reissued under the Classics line. We've still got the same tech spec, etc. And yeah, it was just, I suppose, the first reissue of the time. What we've got next to it is the Spanish variant, and this is, again, as the other one, same mint and seal box. We've got the Hasbro logo, we've got all Spanish writing, Just says triple changer rather than classic, but you'll notice the missing rub sign from the Spanish variants. And again, if we spin it round, we've just got the same battle scene on the back. So there you go, guys. Probably a little bit in depth, do apologise for that. Just wanted to, I suppose, make you aware, as I say, of the different variants. But yeah, interesting figure, very good figure, as I say. The fact that one of the very first figures to be released by Transformers with ball and socket joints. So bit of Transformers history right there for you. So I hope you enjoyed looking at him. If you had him when you were younger, I hope it brought back nice memories. And if you were thinking of getting one, I hope it helped you with your decision to get one. Let me know in the comments, guys, and take care. Thanks for watching. Like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe.